So I
It
feel
is
like
horrible.
I feel like that intro I wrote pretty
Sorry,
good.
I'm looking at stats.
Pretty good as
Hello and
is.
welcome to Swing and a Drive, the Blue Jays fan cast. Thank you so much for joining us. He's James and I'm Logan. Fuck. All right, have a good one.
Right.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty good, I would say. Yeah, that's good. Well,
Like,
shit. It's
all
been a
right.
few days.
We'll see you.
Swinging a drive. Get up, Bar. He's done it again. A two-run shot in the first.
Previously on Swing and a Drive.
Last time on Swing and a Drive.
Yeah. Last time on Swing and a Drive. I think the pitching's going great. Nothing is wrong with pitching. Everything is delicious this week.
Wow. I think we said rotation. I hope we said rotation.
We said
Because,
rotation concerns at that time were on the shelf. We were very
I would say, like, for the most part, they're still on the shelf. But specifically Manoah concern has gone up a bit. Walks. 21 walks.
Yeah.
So far in his 6 starts. 51 walks last year in 31 starts.
The whole season.
The whole season.
Yeah.
Like, his command is not there. It's just not there.
It's not there.
He's been fighting it all year. Even the good outings that he had weren't great.
Yeah. Well, I was concerned about only one pitch. I thought that he was missing his slider by yanking it way too hard. But he's missing fastballs are running away on him constantly. It's almost to the point where, like, if you're a golfer and you hit a fade or hit a slice or something and you never can fix it, you just start to like play to it. So it's like you aim at a different spot because it just seems to be what happens every time. Like, that's where he's at right now for me. I'm like, he'll throw a ball and I'm like, is it where? Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. It looked really like sharp and in command. And then another one, like a pitch later, just running away. And so,
well, and it's clearly super obvious to the hitters that the sliders are coming, because he
sliders
didn't
are
get
coming,
a single swing and miss
Yep.
on the slider in his last start.
Yep, I completely agree. Yeah, I saw the same thing.
That's not good.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of work to do to get sorted out. It's not just a little bit of stuff. I think mechanically it's looking better than it was last week, but he still was just missing spots. He's still pawing at the mound all the time. He's still coming off of a bad pitch and, like, mentally, like, chastising himself. Like, you can see him go, like, do something like this or whatever, but, like, stay in your lane, like, yeah.
It feels like he's on the course. He's on the golf course right now, and he's going through 45 parts of his golf swing every time, and instead of just letting it ride.
Well, that's the problem. If you're on the mound thinking about mechanics, you've already lost.
Yeah.
You can't win if you're thinking about mechanics when you're on the mound in the middle of a Major League Baseball game. It's not going to happen. That's why Kikuchi couldn't do any good last year.
Yeah, he was all in.
You got to just go out there and throw. You got to know you can throw. You got to be a bad dude, and you got to go out there and throw like you can.
Yeah.
So,
and if you know what,
needs to get out of his head a little bit too.
I think that this whole thing with Verdugo and all of that stuff, like Verdugo trying to, like, make nice the other day.
I was truly surprised Manoah did not put one in his back.
Like Verdugo's gaslighting so hard there. He was the one that stared into the Blue Jays dugout to show up the Jays, and he says that Verdugo, hey, I'm talking to you, bud. You said that it's the way that Manoah does it. Manoah goes about it all wrong. He should celebrate with his teammates. You're freaking going by the dugout, staring him down like a big boy. Oh, and what do you expect he's gonna do? He's gonna stare down every single guy he cuts down. Of course he's gonna do that. Idiot. Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that in the media. Fuck off, fucking guy. I
stand by my comments. He's the biggest clown in the league.
I completely agree with the sentiment that, like, the way you should cheer in baseball with your teammates and do all that stuff. Like, I get what he's saying there. He is not. It's a totally different thing. You're allowed to be like
You're out there
pumped up.
competing.
You're allowed
If
to
you
be
don't
pumped
taunt
up.
the other team a little bit, are you really competing?
And if you can't handle, if you just get struck out, and
Oh,
you
that's
can't
it
handle getting
too.
struck out when somebody's like, sit down, you're like,
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
handle
Like,
how soft basically everybody on the field is these days.
all those guys, all the Boston players in the if you rehash stuff, walking off the mound, yapping back too. So or they stare back
Well,
at
of course they
him.
will. Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
give him the dirty eye as they stare back at him
Well,
anyway.
and
What are you supposed to do? Put your
it's the
head down
same
and
thing
walk to the
as
dugout.
it's a long debate about hitters can do it, but pitchers can't. Hitters never will get in trouble for flipping a bat. Are you kidding me? Bat flips are the stupidest thing in the world. Like, what's last night? How Vladdy did it? That's the way you do it.
Yeah,
Cold as fuck. Just drop that thing. Walk
show
off
up right up.
after you
Yeah.
just hit it 450 into the wind. Like, let's go.
I wish there
Ah,
wouldn't. If there wouldn't have been any wind last night, I
oh man, how far would that ball have
just to
gone?
know what that would have done.
He mashed
Like,
that thing.
oh my God, it was
But
so beautiful.
you know me, I hate stupid celebrations. I do not like the way guys taunt into the dugout. I don't like it, even though you need a little bit of that. It's not my favorite thing. But you gotta get you gotta get heated sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta get hot to play the game and get a little bit of competitive drive in you, right?
Yeah,
So I don't think there's too much wrong with doing what they're doing. But anytime a hitter does it, it seems to be okay. Anytime a pitcher does it, everybody seems to get all fired up about it
it's
and
disrespectful. Yeah,
upset.
yeah.
And I think it's got to go both ways. If you're gonna let these guys flip bats and jump around and do the freaking silencer or do their gritty as they come across home plate, like the pitchers have got to be able to get fired up for a strikeout or like when they get the out they need and they can say something on the way off the mound, like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, you're supposed
stay
to
hot.
just like scream into your glove, and that's the only thing you're allowed to do. Like, come on.
It's not cricket. We're not playing cricket. Okay. Like, you're not wearing a sweater vest. We're
Yeah.
playing baseball. You can get dirty. You can get mad. You can tell the other team what you think of them.
If the other team got one over on us, if the pitcher struck us out in a big spot and pumped his fist and was like, sit down or something
Yeah.
like that, you have to be like he becomes a villain for sure. He becomes a villain to you as an opposing fan or opposing player, but that's fine. You're playing against the villains anyway. You're trying to beat them like that while they're playing against them, they're the villains. Like, you can, after the game, you can go shake hands and do all that stuff if you want, but to me it's part of the game. You're not
I don't
just
understand. Like most guys use that. Why do you think Vladdy plays so much better in New York?
yeah, exactly.
Because he hates them and he wants to win
Yeah.
more than anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Just locks it in with
Locks
the
it like,
adrenaline goes, the
yeah.
adrenaline makes him a little bit better. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
without that rivalry, he doesn't have whatever 11, 12 home runs at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
Like,
and you don't have to go like he doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a sit down, bitch. I'll own you, bitch, or any of that kind of fucking really disrespect. Like,
well,
you don't
one
have
time
to.
that Manoah did tell him to sit down, he got a big strikeout. He cheered. Dahlback, who's another Red Sox clown, says something to him about
Jackson, yeah,
about like, hey, don't, or whatever. Well, I don't know what it is, right? But he like beaks at him, and then
yeah,
of course Manoah turns around and says, "Go sit down, bitch! Like you just got struck out. Like,
yeah,
yes, shut your
yeah,
mouth and go sit down."
yeah.
Like,
You don't have to be overly offensive about the way you celebrate. But if you're gonna get pumped up as a pitcher, I got no problem with it at all. Pump your fist, say "F yeah, let's go," whatever. And if somebody's gonna yap back at you as they're walking to the dugout because they can't handle getting struck out,
you
that's on
just
them. So you
you
have
just won.
every
Like
license
you're
to do
in
it.
their head.
Yeah. Yes, you're in their head.
Probably the
Exactly.
reason Manoah got the strikeout on Verdugo in the first at bat is because Verdugo thought the whole time he was going to take one in the ear.
Yeah. Yeah. You could.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I wanted a few more strikeouts. I wanted him. Verdugo's came through too much. It was very
He's hitting. You
frustrating.
got to give him this. He's hitting really well to start the season.
Yes, he
Like,
is. It's frustrating.
like it is frustrating. It
It
makes me
makes
hate
him
him even
more. It
more.
makes him more of a
Makes him
villain for sure.
more of a
Yeah,
villain, right?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
he's not that good, so he'll cool off. Just like lots of people after the start of the season, he'll cool off, and then him and his shiny, ugly grill will be dropping balls in the outfield again and striking out all the time as per usual.
Well, let's hope that happens sooner than later. But yeah. Anyway, that felt really good to get
Good
that
rant.
off my chest. I want also though to discuss the pitching a little bit more because I wanted to bring up the starting pitching in the 4-game losing streak. We have a 6.62 ERA
Oh yeah,
with 25 earned runs in four games. 25 earned runs.
it's not good.
That's horrible.
It's not good.
We're
Like, I don't know. The problem is really, like, let's face it, Springer is cold, off to a very slow start. Espinal's not hitting when he's getting the opportunity. We've talked about Brandon Bell. Biggio can't hit. Kirk is really slow, and he's still playing every day. Danny Jansen is Danny Jansen, which is great, but it's not, he's not a run producer. He's not an RBI guy.
He's not a high average guy, and so like he runs into one every now and then.
Kiermaier, who's also doing really well, but if the guys around him aren't doing well, it doesn't mean a thing that Kiermaier is on base all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's issues. There's big issues, I would say, in the lineup. This lineup that's supposed to be dangerous all the time. We got like 3 guys that are dangerous, maybe 2.
Doesn't feel very dangerous right now. Watching the games, it does not feel dangerous at all.
Overall, the lineup not looking great. I don't know if it's just a little fatigue from the first month being over and they were great, or what. But
okay, so are we in Charlie territory here? I'm not saying we're firing Schneider right away, but like do you start shaking up your lineup a bunch in different ways to try and get some different results going? Or we haven't seen a sustained round of play for several days in a row of like the main roster. We haven't seen multiple days in a row of the same general lineup, which I gotta like the amount of management. I think that's a
bit of the problem.
Yeah, the amount of management of players right now. We'll talk about it with pitching too, because it's
pitching
too much. So why the hell is the bullpen so depleted immediately?
Yeah.
So you go on a run of a week where your starting pitchers are going 6-7 innings every day. It's a record breaking run of good quality starts, and then you have two or three games where things don't go well, and you're done. You have no arms that you can bring in the 4th game.
There's zero dependability in the bullpen right now. Like zero. I mean, Romano blew a save, whatever. I guess you can still depend on Romano. He's fairly consistent. Shit happens. You can't win every one.
Yeah, and they brought him in, and he has blown a save, and that was a tie game.
It wasn't a blown save technically.
Yeah. But he gave up the big hit, but that's what it is.
I have no trust in, well, maybe Swanson too.
I still feel good about Swanson. I don't think I have any
trust in anybody else.
I think feeling anybody else coming in right now, like Jimmy's gonna get touched up a bit.
To a tear. Like he started
off okay, but
now he's
gonna get touched up a bit though. Like
he's just walking guys again.
Yeah,
the walks out of the bullpen are what kills me.
You know who's been shockingly now small sample size, but Pearson has been pretty good in his time here so far.
Yeah,
He's
I
he's
mean, I'll take Pearson over Richards or Bass,
yeah,
100%.
Bass is in trouble. But like,
Bass is on the bump, man. He's on the bubble. He's got to
yeah,
either get it sorted out or get gone.
yeah, yeah.
So that one's, but Pearson, I'll still maintain he has not thrown in any type of leverage situation and has not coasted through the situations like he probably should. So I
I feel
still
pretty good
don't
about
have
Lewis.
a lot of
It
confidence
was
when he
not
comes in.
it was not no leverage the other day when they brought him in. It was late in the game, um, and
Down by 3.
he did his job. Um, he he held it, so that's all you can ask from a reliever is to hold it.
He held it, but how many 3-ball counts were there? Like 4, and there was like uh a couple of runners on. Like, it's great.
Yeah,
His
but
best asset
like this
is
is the
that he
thing.
can pitch more than 1 inning.
Yeah, well, there's that, but like he's nibbling around the like. So if you're looking at a pro level pitcher and there's their chart around the plate, like that's what all you can ask for is for him to be barely on the plate or barely off the plate more
Or
often than not, and
he
that's
needs to be right down the middle, 100. Who cares if he's on the plate or not? Like, he's deceptive too. So he's got a good 100, and it's hard to see. Guys can't hit his fastball. Why
no,
is he
yeah,
throwing
well,
anything else?
you got to mix it in
Like,
a little bit.
yes, I know, like, not nothing else, but I mean, like,
Yeah, you don't have to be
don't
so
nibble.
strategic.
Don't
Yeah.
nibble. You don't have to hit the edges. You're throwing 100.
I'm not saying he's trying to nibble. I'm saying he's like he can get the benefit of a few more calls. Like
Yeah, well,
we've seen some of these strike
umpires.
zones by 4 or 6 inches one way or another. So I mean, he like if he could get the benefit of a call that was slightly off the plate when he barely like he didn't. He's not gonna throw right down the middle every single pitch. There's no pitcher in history that's ever done that.
No,
So
but you can't really depend on getting a call from an like these umpires. Don't even get me started on umpires. You know how I feel about umpires.
oh, I'm with you here right now.
They're as soft as they get, and the just brutal. The job, the umpiring already this season, I can't even. It's been so bad,
Bad.
bad,
Yes. Yes.
so bad.
Like
Like, you think it's getting better, and then all of a sudden, no, it's just as bad as it was previously,
yeah.
or
I
worse,
don't.
maybe.
You'll watch these guys and they'll move behind the plate, and you're like they're clearly looking at different shit from weird angles. You're like, get
Man,
freaking behind the plate,
behind the
behind the
plate,
plate.
right?
Just
The
go
guys
behind the
that
plate.
the guys that move behind the catcher when they're off to the side drive me nuts. You got gear on, like,
Yeah.
Christ.
No, it's
Sometimes I wonder
annoying.
why. Like, I really want there to be like a revolt, like a revolution, and just the players to just start losing it on umps all the
Like,
time, till the umps have thrown out everybody in the game. Like, I just
right.
want
Yeah.
players and coaches to lose it till something
Ah,
happens,
I was
till
worried.
change is made.
I was having visions of guillotines being erected on the field and
Like,
umps going
God.
off with their heads, and oh my God, no, yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right.
I
Yeah,
understand that
yeah,
umpiring is better than it's been in years, like previous decades of umpiring. Watch umpiring from the 90s and watch umpiring from now.
sure,
But
yeah.
and maybe it's that little white box on the screen that's ruined it for everybody, but we all know exactly where the strike is now. If you miss, I get a lot more pissed off.
Or if you make a perfect pitch and they don't call it a
Oh
strike,
man.
like Chris Bassitt
Then you gotta go
against
take it out on the
Seattle.
tablet.
Yeah, and he rightly so. Like that,
Dude, he
like
was out of that inning. That
he
was the
set that
last
up
strike of the
so
inning.
well. He set that up
Oh,
so well, and then
yeah.
he aced his pitch. He threw exactly the pitch he wanted to pitch, right where he wanted it, and it was a ball. And what happened after that is a crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Umpire. Dear Mr. Umpire, thank
Yeah.
you. Like, oh, that was so
Yeah,
deflating. That was the start
that
of it.
was a exceptionally bad game
That was the
for
start of the
umpiring.
bad juju that's been kind of floating around right now. that
Yeah,
whole
you could say
situation.
that for sure. Yeah,
Trace it right back to that
Yeah.
moment.
definitely.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Like,
Well, luckily, we got the one guy that can bring it all back on track going today. Kevin
Gaussmeter.
Gosman.
Yes.
The Gauss man cometh,
Yes.
and hopefully we'll kick some ass tonight.
God, I hope so.
Like the Red Sox are a good lineup. And I mean,
We're
that's
making
just
them
because,
look so good right now.
we're making them look even better. But I mean, come on, they're over 500. They're not.
Sure, but so this is a worry I
They're
have
not
about
Cincinnati. Like you got to
this is
treat
a
them
worry
like.
I have about our team, right? Like, sure, we beat Houston, that felt great, but against better competition, we don't look like World Series level competition.
No, we're not a World Series team right now.
Like we have
We can make
stuff
the
to sort
playoffs
out.
with the team that we have right now.
Yes.
I think, but not win.
Yeah,
You can't win with the bullpen that we have right now.
Nope.
And
not with the
think
bench
you
we
can win
have
with
either.
the pitching.
No, we don't have it with the with not with the bench.
The bench. I agree.
I
agree completely. Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, for sure, 1 week things are going great and it's all sunny, sunshine and rainbows and everything. We
Right.
still had problems, and we recognize that, and we're willing to just kind of look past it if things are going okay and you're still getting the dubs. But if you're not,
when now you're on a 4-game losing streak.
it doesn't feel like you're gonna win again. Like we could get swept. Come on, Gosman. We can't get swept by Boston. I'm sorry. We needed to at least split this series.
Well, yeah.
At least. So
minimum. What are we, like 8 games back now because Tampa can't lose?
Tampa's just crushing.
Tampa's doing what New York did last year. I can't believe it. Tampa's 26-6.
Frustrating.
They've won their last 3. I mean, they're playing Pittsburgh right now. Now I understand that Pittsburgh is the best team in the National League right now.
Yeah.
But they're not good. They're not. They're not as good as their record might show.
Okay.
And I think when Tampa finally starts to play some real teams, like if you look at their 6 losses, they're not against Pittsburgh, and they're not against like the Orioles. Actually, I think one of them might be, but
right.
They're against Toronto. They're against Houston.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other one is, but they're losing against good teams too. I think like lots of people like to really discount the schedule and ease of schedule, but I don't. It's totally a legit thing with the diversity of teams these days and how some are absolutely like if somebody has to play Oakland for 6 of their first 12 games, well, they're probably going to win at least 6 of their first 12 games. And if you don't think so, you're stupid. So the ease of schedule is 100% a thing, and we're going to get that soon. In the second half, the Jays have a very nice looking schedule.
Yes, but they noticed in the broadcast that over the course of like about the next 6 weeks, we've got a
May
lot
is
of
not nice.
We've got a
May's
lot of
hard work.
Hard baseballs. We need to come out of that. Like we need to come out of that still above 500. Yes. We need to be expanding our spread.
We can't, we can't start diving off the boat yet. I think it's only, yes, it's 3 games in a row to the Red Sox, who we hate to lose to. And then we do play Pittsburgh next. But I don't think there's any, I don't think it's time to smash the panic button yet. But you can hover your hand over it. You can hover your hand over that panic button and get super ready.
I broke my panic button during the game last game. I was just smashing it, and then it just we'll see. I'm feeling emotional right now. We got to calm down, but you know what I mean. It is what it is.
Well, you got to get hot sometimes. Like I said, you got to get hot.
Yeah.
Get fired up. You guys start getting excited. Okay, what's making you angry the most? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Left-handed batters.
Oh, left-handed batters. I mean, you're not fucking wrong. Like, He's been
I'm
doing that.
a little hot
Belt,
about the fucking left-handed batters.
Belt's
Uh,
bad.
what are
Biggio's
my
bad.
numbers here?
Kiermaier is
Belt's hitting 161
cooling.
with a home run and a 504 OPS. And Biggio's
Lucas
hitting
doesn't hit.
122 with 2 home runs and a 454 OPS. Now, Dalton Varsho hasn't been great, but he's been around 190. I'm not sure what he is now after a
He's
few
just
good
over 2.
days.
He's at
He's
206 or
just over
something.
2. I
Yeah.
can take that. He's heating up. He changed it. He put the
He's
leg kick
figuring it
back
out.
in.
Yeah.
The timing is there.
Yes.
It's crazy how like overnight it seemed to like click for that guy.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. But
Yes.
you know, Brandon Belt still striking out at just about a 50% clip. What was he?
$9.3 million bench warmer right now.
I was thinking about this the other day. You called him that when you sent me that message, and I was like, he's not a bench warmer, he's a bench cooler. He's just keeping everybody cold. He's such a downer. You look at him in there, there's no veteran presence. He's just a downer. He's just off in his own little world trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with him. And I know the answer. He's old. He's done. Like,
I'm worried about
you
that
know,
with George right now too. Like you get to an age and there's just like that off the cliff kind of thing. Some guys
yeah, Springer
fizzle
will bounce
slowly.
back. I don't know.
George
I
isn't
don't
there.
see
George isn't.
athleticism from Belt, you know, like
Yeah.
in
George
all the
isn't
things
there.
he does.
Yes, I hear you for sure. Like
Yesterday when Vladdy made that play and threw the ball to first, all I did was have flashbacks of like, why the heck did we have Brandon Belt in there throwing it in the guy's back the day before? Like, what the hell?
Threw it over to second, you mean?
Threw it over at second? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
First?
Yes. And he's been doing it accurately like that all
Oh,
year.
man. Vladdy's
He's
got a good arm.
He's
Vladdy's got a
very
good arm.
good. Very good over there. I completely support your point of view on that one.
-3 WAR. So as I've been getting a little more heated about the Brandon Belt situation, I been diving into his like career numbers a little bit, and I can't understand why the Jays made this move at all now. I don't get it.
It's not, it isn't
Like he's brought in to be a run producer, but never in his career has he been a run producer.
He had one good season a couple of years ago.
Where is it? We got
that was really it. I was looking at it the other day and looking at year after year over year stats on him, and it's not outstanding. Like I want him to be good. I want everything to go really well for him, but
so 2011 was his first year in the league. He played for 11 seasons with the Giants, and in those seasons, the most RBIs he ever got was 82. And then the next most was 68, and that's more like average. That's actually still pretty high. 18, 56, 67, 27 in 2014, 68 in 2015. Like the guy's not a run producer, never has been. I don't understand what the point of this trade was, because we've got a lefty that can't hit that's a much better defensive first baseman to come off the bench in Kevin Biggio already.
Yes.
Now we've got 2 guys that are taking up 2 roster spots and producing absolutely nothing for the team.
Okay. Is there an argument then to be made for DFA Belt and bringing Addison Barger to the majors? He's also a left-handed hitting first baseman.
Well, that can play first base, right? He can also play third base if we need him to play third base, right?
And an outfield spot too.
He's significantly more versatile than Belt, and I guarantee he would be producing more at the plate. I just don't know how long they hold on before they get rid of Belt because of the money that he's costing. I mean, 9.3 million or whatever, right? That's not a huge contract in today's world. It's still $9.3 million. So when do they give up on that?
Yeah.
Do they hold on until the All-Star break? Because by then it's too fucking late.
Yeah, are you going to be out of it? I mean, we're when you're 18-9, that's cool. you can, you're in a good spot. That's great. You're
Yeah.
with 66, 67% win rate. Awesome. Other than that, like if you're leaving it really tight and you're close to 500 at the All-Star break, with the quality of the American League East and all the, like, everybody's in the race.
500 is last place in the American League East right now.
You're not, yeah, and even if somebody in the Central or AL West is worse than you, they win their division, they're in. So you're looking at a wild card spot right now if you're the Jays, and you're not looking at a wild card spot. To me, like the way we're playing, booting the ball around, I can't say not hitting. We're not hitting altogether. We're not hitting with men in scoring position. Like, historically bad.
Yeah, historically bad. It's been really, really bad. And slowly getting better, but still not good.
Yeah, constantly
So
leaving guys on in scoring position. These guys that are stealing bases or getting extra bases on,
yeah,
pushing through an extra base like Kiermaier did yesterday. The little bloop on a little bloop into the outfield.
gets a double,
gets a double out of it.
steals third on a pass ball, and then
and he's
scores
done
on a
that.
very
Done that.
questionable block call. That was
That was questionable.
wow.
I felt kind of bad about that. I feel like karma, baseball gods, and
I
karma
didn't
kind of
realize that
tied the game.
within the last few years, if you want to throw from the full windup with a player with a runner on third, you got to tell them
Notify.
that's what you're doing. You got to tell the umpire, I'm going back to my windup, which I think is kind of bullshit. But
Well, there must have been a precipitating
umpires
event.
are soft, so there
There must have been some kind of event that happened where some pitcher did that, and there was a big kerfuffle about it. I have no
I'm
idea.
sure it was super similar to this.
Yeah, like
I'm
somebody
really
just
surprised that they didn't get more irate and Alex Cora didn't get tossed from the game or something. Like it was crazy. That was a terrible call.
It was,
That literally like gave the Jays the lead at the time.
At the time, yeah. But I think that the baseball karma gods tied the game up pretty quick. Like they rectified that situation. Yeah, like I mean, we certainly didn't earn that 3-2 lead. That's for sure.
No.
So
no. Well, a couple of home runs were nice. Varsho's getting his timing back, so that's one left-handed batter that I'm less worried about.
Yeah, and he's the only one.
And he's the only one, yeah. I would argue that we are no more balanced now than we were last year.
Right now, we're not. We need the performance from the left-handed bats that are on the team.
Yeah.
Or else you don't have to prepare
Varsho to hit
for them.
cleanup so bad so that they don't have to run 6 lefties or 6 righties out there in a row before we get to lefty, righty, lefty.
Yeah.
That, like he needed to do it. So hopefully he continues to keep things going the way he's going, and we will not be concerned about him any longer.
Oh God,
his defense continues to be outstanding. So
yeah. No, if that slight foot lift, is all that he needed to time things up right.
So when I saw the side by side on the game yesterday that Joe was kind of talking about, Joe Siddle there was talking about, you could see it right away that just like his what do they call it, separation, his stride separation technique, there was no load. His movement was forward the whole time,
and it was off balance.
It was super off balance, and so now he stays back and he loads, and then he smashes the ball. It just, I'm surprised he stuck with it for so long.
The load and coil seems to be the de jour hitting thing now, eh? Like it used to be.
I mean, it's all about timing. You just got time, and that's why, right? You got to time these guys up.
Yeah,
timing's way more important than fast hands these days.
Well, and I think that's why that technique is it allows a lot more hitters to get to balls or wait longer, and then still get to balls. So, but if he can stay on, it and hit 4 or 5, depending on where things are going and then produce from there. Because he's going to do the right thing on the base path. He
Every
gets
time. I love it.
he pulls extra bases. I don't have stats on that. But he pulls extra bases out of time when he's on base. He'll gain extra bases that another player wouldn't gain. And I
Yeah,
don't know,
and I
like,
love it
for
because
sure.
like it seems like in his mind, it's not taking an extra base. That base is there. That's his base. Like, like
Yes.
he's supposed to do that. Not
Yeah.
thinking about it, not might steal, might do this.
Yeah.
There's a base for me to take. It's mine. Take
Yeah.
it.
It makes sense for me to take it right now in this situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And then when he
ball got
doesn't,
far away from second base. I'm going.
when he like
Boom.
tags up, really makes the smart tags, or like doesn't run when he shouldn't, like
Yep.
he's a smart base runner.
Yeah, he is.
That's why it's been tough to rag on his poor start at the plate, because his defense has been outstanding.
Well, he's 24 years old too, and that's one of the things that I keep forgetting about him. He, because he doesn't look like some of the like fresh, like
Yeah.
like cherubic
You think he's a little
young
older,
faces.
but
But you forget that he's only 24, and he's kind of like
it's only his second full season in the bigs.
that's exciting because you think you just kind of replaced a 28 or 29-year-old outfielder guy with another guy that's developing into what he's going to be, and I think he's going to be a very consistent good player for his whole career. Now with Vladdy in the age group, I like that.
I still maintain that Varsho will win the Gold Glove in left field for the American League.
Still in play.
Yeah,
totally. We're not. Yeah. And okay, now as far as offensive standouts go, Bichette has been crazy. Like
he's had 2 5-for-5 games this season already.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The guy can get to anything. I like
those. Yeah, man, he's getting to it. Not like he's hitting balls that are like a mile outside. He's fouling everything off until he gets his perfect pitch to drive the other way. His approach is next level, and it is just awesome right now. He is so dialed in. I'm scared that he's going to not be dialed in at the right times later, but I'll take it right now because it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that he's the kind of guy that can, like they said, it was from last September to now, and I think it was because he was ratcheting it up for the
playoffs and stuff.
Playoff season. I think that's the kind of guy he is. So I don't have any I doubt he will have a problem finding
keeping
his game when things go, but I think he could go through the dog days of the season. It's a long season.
Yeah, like everybody does, right? 162.
We'll probably be on here bitching about something. Oh, striking out too much. Brr, brr, brr.
I will point out that none of the 4 errors committed in the game yesterday were committed by Bo Bichette.
And they talked about
that is a bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? Because I definitely.
Yeah, they said that Bo. You know what? We haven't heard much lately. We haven't heard the name Bo Bichette when it comes to errors, and he's been playing a pretty clean shortstop over there recently.
Have I mentioned this before? That I think it's got a lot to do with that he's using a real baseball glove again.
Real leather instead of pleather or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's using a sweet ass Rawlings, looks like it's a Pro Preferred or Heart of the Hide. It's super nice, like that blonde color.
Yeah.
And in the past seasons, he used those Rawlings. I can't remember what they're called, but they're not even synthetic leather. They're just like vinyl.
Weird.
And they're super weird, but Lindor uses them all the time. So how he has a different colored fancy glove all the time because they're already broken in. You don't have to break them in is the claim, but they're still like an elite level glove. Like they cost like $500, $600.
Right.
So I thought they were super weird. I've never actually touched one, but I've seen all kinds of reviews on them, and they make weird squeaky noises because they're weird vinyl plastic material. And
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. And this year, Bo's using legit leather again, and I think it maybe something to do with why he's a little more sure-handed over there. I know most of his errors committed are throwing errors.
Throwing errors when he throws loosey goosey weird shit on the
Yeah.
run sometimes, but whatever. I'll take his throwing errors that he does sometimes. He'll slowly clean those up over the course of his career, and I think he's gonna always be this kind of hitter. So
he's cleaned it up pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'll take guys are going to make throwing errors. You can't rag on a guy, especially at shortstop. It's the most active position. He's got to be a lot more athletic now. He likes making throws on the run, so I don't know about that. I wish he was a little more Chapman-esque in the throws, where he just like
Setting
sets
his
the
feet.
feet and absolutely fires a dart across the diamond.
Yeah,
Man, I
although
love watching him when he does that.
he did make a great long throw last game, early in the game. It was a good on the money throw, but
Yeah,
there's the jump and twist throw that Jeter was so good at. Just
yeah, like Bo's got
set
a
your feet,
strong arm, but
be
set your feet.
late. A couple guys are gonna beat out the hit a few times,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
and you're not going to throw the ball away and give up extra bases. So
yeah,
you're going to
exactly.
keep more double plays
Well, because
alive.
especially like the guy that you're trying to rush that hard throw for is obviously fast.
Yeah,
And if you get the ball, like he's going to definitely take the extra base if you
if you throw it
throw the
away.
ball away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he is making some smarter decisions, not trying to throw. I've seen a few where he just kind of went back and got it, didn't throw.
Didn't throw.
So,
Yep.
that was good.
Yeah, when Vladdy threw the ball down to second base, last game, really nicely, went and got the ball and ate it. He's just like took his out, didn't try and do a miracle
Well,
throw.
knew there was no play at first, right?
Well, and that's
So,
he knew he made a really high IQ in the moment baseball player. Like guys like him, it's like Patrick Mahomes syndrome. Any of these guys that have been like heroes and just made amazing plays their whole life. There's an internal belief like I'm gonna make the play. I'm gonna do it. Like fighting that urge to do that and make the smart play. You can go for it sometimes, but he's getting better at really finding the moment to be smart.
Before we leave today, we'd like to invite everybody to join the comments. If you have any topics that you'd like to discuss or would like to hear us discuss, put them in the comments and we'll do what we can. All right, everybody, we'd like to thank you for watching. If you've stuck around this long, we would encourage you to like and subscribe to stay up to date on future content from Swinging a Drive. Thanks again. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.